Hi, I'm Gavin Knox and this is Take a Pew. Today I'll be talking to a professional performance artist, Frankii Phoenix. Hi Frankii, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Gavin.
So Frankii, could you tell me a bit about yourself?
Okay, I am a performance artist, as you said, and I work mainly in collaborations to create either characters or unusual performances with an immersive quality to them. So bringing club nights to life by giving an extra dimension of performance to enhance maybe the themes behind it, as with my character I'm sitting in right now. And sometimes working more in an installation capacity using performance to reinforce a message behind the research that we're doing with the project.
What was it that got you into performance art? How did you start out?
I was really inspired by the Liverpool scene. Before coming to Liverpool, I'm from Essex originally, and I sang jazz and blues, which was great, but it was it was quite staid and quite limiting in a lot of ways because people kind of expect what's on the tin. And I'm very passionate about performance. I love doing it. I love losing myself in characters. I love creating something just a little bit.
Can you tell me a bit about the character you are now?
This is Santa Muerte, Saint Death, and I was approached by Liverpool promoters Rebel Soul, who put on amazing nights, especially at the Casimir nightclub, and they're putting on their third voodoo ball, I believe it is. They'll tell me off if I've got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 3. This is the third one I've done, and each year they work with a theme, and they book bands who are just a little bit out of the mainstream to really bring something to life and make something a little bit different happen.
Is that the 1st of November the voodoo ball's on?
1st of November. And Santa Muerte is, as you can see, my lovely shrine here. It's a bit of an odd apparition. Might even seem a little bit blasphemous in a sense because we've got the money, we've got the dice, we've got the dominoes and everything. But she's more akin to someone, I suppose, like St. Jude, who is the saint of hopeless souls. And she is the saint that people approach who, I guess, they're marginalised. They are people who are shunned by society, or holding on to the last shreds of their humanity in some ways. But also, Santa Muerte comes from sort of the voodoo and Aztec sort of these collisions of culture and belief systems that have created like these quite unique practices, I guess, and faiths.
So how old is the religion?
I'm not entirely sure how old the religion is. That's definitely a question for Rebel Soul. They're pretty good on their history. I'm more about, I just love getting inside the wardrobes.
What does the money or dice mean, do you know?
Well, this is something that we came up with craps, playing craps. Yeah. So people, just the gambling, and obviously societies where there is no infrastructure, there is no sort of hope for progression. So people are just lawless and just live on their wits and do what they have to do. So the other thing is about Saint Death. She often appears, she's a finely dressed woman, or she can be a bit more sort of ghoulish, a bit like I am tonight. But she is, she represents these people who don't have anywhere to go. There is nowhere for them to climb in society, so they get their hands on fine dresses and they're parading almost like these fine, fancy women and gentlemen. But the laugh is on them because everybody dies. Okay. They can't take their wealth with them. So there's a slight sort of, I suppose, satirical element to it. That the greed and the money and the desiring for more. You can buy the finery, but you still have to be dispatched. Can
you tell us of any of the things you'll be doing as Santa Muerte at the voodoo ball?
Okay, so to try and give her a bit of a backstory, I've basically been creating shrines for her in unusual places and slightly flirting with the out of place, and putting her in places where there's a bit of history in Liverpool. Obviously, there's the Anglican Church graveyard is a great place to shoot. Mainly because I wanted to be slightly terrified, get a bit of a genuine edge out of myself, and around by the tobacco warehouses because of the history of obviously Liverpool being a port and the contraband coming into the city. And she beckons people. She has the power on the night to summon and invite people. I don't want to give too much away, but she is definitely going to be leading people to celebrate their mortality and having, the Day of the Dead is all about the souls coming back. It's about, life meets death and sort of, there is a slightly, I don't know, hedonistic isn't quite the right way to put it, but when you've got nothing to lose, you might as well live it up anyway.
Have you ever heard of any Day of the Dead happening in Liverpool before, or is this the first one?
This is the first one with the sort of Aztec voodoo kind of element to it. Last year I worked with more of a Haitian kind of inspiration and was focusing more on voodoo dolls. And voodoo dolls being more about messengers and spirits, bringing a message back from the past and about bringing the souls of the loved one. Because the one thing that's great about the kind of Spanish cultures and the American Latin cultures is that they celebrate their loved ones. It's ancestry. It's something that's not to be mourned, is to be celebrated, and you welcome the spirits back.
So like death has no stigma attached to it in these countries? Or? It's
not got the same sort of mournful tinge, I think. We share our mortality with the spirits we celebrate who went before us, and we invite them back, dropping like alcohol on the ground as an invitation for them to come back and enjoy.
Just play for one last night.
Yeah, that kind of thing, really. So I've done something similar, but with the voodoo doll kind of aspect, which was a lot of fun. Working with a great icon and somebody who's very inspirational to me, which is Josephine Baker. She's obviously known for banana skirts and being quite wily, but she did a beautiful song called Haiti, and it was all sung in Creole, and it was all about longing to go home, and it was a little bit of operetta that I did, which was really fun to do.
Are you going to be singing on the night, or anything?
I will be singing, and I will be working with a friend of mine, Matt Sneakbeat, to create something with a bit of a techno aspect, and working with the Aztec sounds, so kind of more jungle sounds and death whistles, but also using my voice in an abstract way to create an atmosphere of something that's kind of quite ghostly, quite deathly, but human as well. I think.
So what's the atmosphere of the night going to be? Is it going to be very spooky or surreal?
I think it's going to be quite powerful in places. I know some of the other performers who are going to be involved. I don't want to give too much away because then there'd be nothing to come and get surprised by. But I think making something vivid happen and maybe a little bit of fire involved. Be exciting.
Right.
And some other great performers in Liverpool that I know, dancers and stuff like that, to really, just make something exciting, visually exciting happen.
Okay, well, thank you for talking to you anyway. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Kevin.